All right, guys, we're back, and we've got the picks and bans for the first game of the finals. 5 Angry Men. As I mentioned, last game was potentially the penultimate decider match, and because it decided to 5 Angry Men, this is the ultimate decider. This best of three will decide who goes to LAN in that second, or not going to the wild card.
Wild
card. I'm so excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. Who goes to the wild card in that secondary position? Is it 5 Angry Men? Or is it going to be Vicious and Delicious? And you know, in chat, V&D has got to be like Team Rambozos right now.
Did you see us get banned by the Rambozos there?
I wonder why. Cannot imagine why.
I'm no, maybe Homify, you know, maybe he plays it now and again, you know.
Yeah.
What if we'll see Vamana taken away by the Rambozos as well here to take away the best Vamana? Because that was really good. But then they could go raw. I'd go... See, this is the thing. What do Rambozos do here? Like, they kind of hold everything in their hands, but at the same time, Rambozos are a proper team. They will still give it their all. They won't throw a game for free. They will go out and look to win and come out clear seeds. There is still cash on the line in this tournament as well. Would you pick Ra and Vamana and look at the best? Because I'd be tempted to do that.
The thing is, I feel like Vamana's a really great counter to Ra, and we saw it last game, in that Ra's defense mechanism is running around at his heel. That's true. When Vamana has a weakening curse and is able to stick to you, there's no more running around, and your heal doesn't heal. You actually have no defenses, and then he just kills you because Vamana does a lot of damage. So,
well, Ra gets taken by 5 AM anyway. Ra gets taken away by 5 AM.
It does,
so
sure.
They want to pick that one up immediately. Rambozos, in response, looking like they're going to go for their duo lane, Geb and Rama being locked in for the Rambozos.
Vamana, when picked early, is actually very easy to counter. You run Odin. Now just think about that. Vamana tries to go on anyone, you cage him, and you walk out of the cage. And that's most of the duration of his ultimate. It's actually a crazy counter.
But then combat blink for mana.
You can't combat blink while you're in that form, I don't think.
Yeah, but you don't go in the form first. You wait for the ring, then you combat blink, then you go in form.
No, you ring once he goes in the form.
Because
before that, you can peel him. The thing is, like,
what makes Vamana so combat strong, blink while in that form?
You can actually blink as Fenrir. You can blink as Fenrir in Ragnarok. Just try it. Next time you're in Assault or whatever, just go into your ult, and your opponents will be like, he pressed his ult before he jumped, what a nerd, and then you blink and you grab someone. Yeah, you can actually do that. It's incredible.
Yo,
it's amazing.
I'm playing Fenrir everyone getting games now. Drop from the stream, go in game, Fenrir plays.
No,
go.
Don't leave the stream open. And then open up Smite.
Just do it.
And it's really fun. It's really funny.
Ul being picked up here by 5 AM. Now, Ul in the SPL, we've said he's not had the greatest of win rates. Apollo was available, so was Anher, but they went for Ul here.
Matchup. I mean, Paradox is probably the best hunter in the North American Challenger Cup. Eddie Carey said, right, going against Paradox, I want to play Ul, and team respected his decision. The question is, was it the right one? Ul has some problems. His wave clear is not full. That means when he hits his barbed arrow, it doesn't kill archers, and you can't hit both the archers and melees with your hail of arrows. So you have to auto attack down each archer one time, which adds 3 extra autos to your wave clear, at which point Rama has lane control. This doesn't sound like a big deal, but at high levels of play, it actually makes a huge difference. And we saw nerfs like this also to Artemis, where it really kicked the god in the shins.
It did, and that's why we've not so much Artemis since, with that wave clear being done as well. So, back up to 5 AM for the last ban. It looks like they're not going to choose to ban here.
Just skipped.
By the looks of it. They've just skipped it for the time being. So, it's going to go back to the Rambozos to choose what they would like for their next pick. Now, they took Nuar off the table. They still need a mid and a solo laner here, and I don't really think they want to give up solo laner here overall. I expect a mid pick. Oh, no. They're going to go for the solo.
So, they have notified the admins it was a Zhong Kui ban?
Okay, it was
Zhong Kui taken off the board, and so it's just, you know, sometimes you don't press the button fast enough, your mouse...
They're not quick enough.
Ever have your mouse get stuck? Like, it just stops moving, you have to, like, hit it against your table?
I'm on a U.
Can happen.
I'm on a U all the time.
Yeah, of course. Isis and Sobek covered upon 2 very unconventional picks, and this just looks like 5 Angry Men is trying to play their game.
It really does. I mean, it looks like Ra's going to be in solo up against the Vamana, Isis mid. And what do you put against Isis mid? Agni? Agni's really good. But it looks like the hovering Kulkuk in here.
This is post-nerf, isn't it? Like, he got nerfed. So this is... On one hand, Aduro's Aokong has been very good since last year, since 11 months. For the past 11 months, he has been good at Ao Kuang, which is now Kukulkan. So I like the pick still because I know he's going to hit the Spirit of the Nine Winds, and he's going to hit his Zephyrs, which counts. But the Whirlwind, the first tick of it, like if you just put your foot in it, you put your toe in it, and then you walk out, it doesn't chunk you like it used to. And that can mean a lot because it can really hurt Kukulkan's 1v1 potential.
I'm smiling because I'm actually happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
I like Kukulkan as a god, but that, like, put my foot in half a second and I'm taking...
half your health?
Half my health.
It sucked.
Nice.
It was really, really annoying, and it was kind of silly. But it was also his 1v1 potential. It was the Zephyr into the Whirlwind. It was so powerful, and that really got hit hard. So Kukulkan not quite as powerful in the 1v1.
With Kukulkan being picked up here by the Rambozos, they're just looking to play safe against 5am in the mid lane then. They just want, let Isis farm and then hope for the late game. Is that generally what they're looking for? It doesn't look like if Kukulkan, you got to look to fight.
I feel like they want the artillery to follow up off of their Hoonbots and their Geb. I feel like that's what it is. Because the thing about Geb is he's got that AoE initiate on Cataclysm, which is a stun. He follows it up with a knockup. So if you don't beads or Aegis the stun, you get put into the knockup. You're now in the air. You cannot Aegis. You cannot beads in the... well, you can beads, but it doesn't do anything. And so you just get hit by the Spirit of the Nine Winds, and you just get taken down. And that's still there. The ultimate from Kukulkan was not touched. It is still really big, really painful. It's just the Whirlwind... not quite as powerful unless you stand in it, and then it's slightly less powerful, but only a little bit.
Still got a little bit of time, and the one thing I want to touch on now is Sobek. Sobek's been picked here into a Geb. A lot of people say Sobek is a bad pick against Geb because of the Geb shield when you go for the charge prey. However, in lane, if you focus the charge prey onto the Geb, and you've got someone with the burst potential of Ul, really snowball that game, a lot of pressure on Geb. Could that be what they're looking to do?
It's possible. But I still don't like the pick because then you go into team fights and you run into the same problem. Chris Pocket's mechanics have stepped up hard since the beginning of the Challenger Cup. I mean, you know, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. F-Dot goes, you know, Chris Pocket's mechanics. I was like, really? I mean, I always thought he was a decent support, but mechanical, he didn't really strike me like that. And then he just made some incredible play, and I was eating words immediately. I mean, Chris Pocket feels like he's really playing on that high mechanical level, and we'll see if he's going to be able to do this in game 1 of the finals. If the Rambozos win this, they're going to be taking Vicious and Delicious to the wild card. If they don't, it's going to be 5 Angry Men, and stay tuned to see what's going to happen, guys. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. This is the finals of the Challenger Week 7. In chat right now, you're going to see some of the teams from the SPL watching as well because they realise this is some of the opposition they may have to face in the wildcard tournament. 5am versus the Rambozos on your screen. 5am going to be played by Mason of Face in Isis in mid lane. Homefay is going to be in the jungle as Thor. Bugsy is going to be playing Sobek in the support role. The best is going to be on Raw in the solo. AD Carried is playing Ul in, surprisingly, the AD Carry role. What have we got across the way, Kret?
Rambozos on the other side. It's going to be Meerkat on your solo lane, Vamana in the middle lane, Aduro playing that Kukulkan. Chris Pocket will be your support. Geb the Paradox on Rom, Grishank on Hoonbots. Grouping up on the left-hand side. 5 men, and they've got a Sobek. This is scary. Aduro in a bad block and turn around Spirit Ball. That's going to be the first blood. 36 seconds in.
Could he see? He could see them, right? Like, I'm not blind. He could see. There was a Sobek in his face, and he was like, "What's up, Sobek? How's it go? How's it? Wow!" Like, what was he thinking?
Didn't really respect the Denial legacy. I mean, Sobek is so good at level 1 fights. Isis is great too. This is just such a throwback team. I mean, aside from the Ur, but like, this is a great level 1 team. You've got the Thor, you've got the Isis, you've got the Ra. They all bring so much to the table, and Sobek's got the pluck to make things happen. Kukulkan has returned, but now he's going to be... well, he's not going to be down. It's really more like 500 men. He's going to be up about 500 gold right as the game starts.
Well, it's really important. It looks like, though, 5am want to invade onto the speed buff on this back side. Meerkat being zoned out for the time being. You can see what Grishank's doing, though. He's going to go and take the mid hop. He's in response, though. That's a good call from Rambozos, honestly. He can't contest 3v2 overall. He's going to see Kukulkan pick up the mid camps and rotate mid before Mace of the Face can get there. This works out well for him.
Yeah, this is actually going to set Mace of the Face behind, but on the other side, Sobek actually hogged away the mid-camp there, and Chris Pocket elected to save his hog, go over to the blue, and they're able to do that. So it's sort of a... This invade on the left-hand side is not a huge deal. It's just sort of a swap. Ice is in a bad spot. Grishank can get... Yeah, it's gonna create some room. Face though is... He's pushed back because invading with your mid laner sets your mid laner behind.
Well, you're going to see Grishank rotate in mid alongside hi-rez. They're both going to rotate in there this time round. Leave the solo lanes to do their dirty for the time being. Both blue buffs still standing, as is the red buff for hi-rez, as he did go around and steal the speed buff. Looks like they're going to go for the double invade here. 5am super aggressive at the start of this game. They're going for the red as well.
Yeah, they do have the stronger early game. I mean, Thor is super strong right now. Sobit pulls people out of position. Isis is much better than Kukulkan here. So this red buff has to be given up by the Rambozos, and they're going to
Grishank.
Find that early deficit. Grishank is
playing
this perfectly. He's playing this perfectly.
He really is. What he's doing, guys, if you don't realize, is he's seeing the invades coming out from 5am, and he's responding by taking away the enemy during the response. hi-rez is going to turn up, and Grishank has already taken the speed buff, and he's not going to be able to catch up to him now. Mace to the face needs to watch himself in the mid as the leap comes in. Great spirit ball in reaction though from Mace to the face, and now hi-rez is trying to follow up onto Grishank, who's very low on mana here. The auto lands, the double tap does not connect, and the wind gusts gonna do a little bit of damage to the minions. Everyone resets for now. 2 minutes in, and the golden experience is in favor of 5am though.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's going to be what Grishank is doing is sort of... Oh, hold on. Left-hand lane Paradox in trouble, and his roll isn't going to be coming up quite in time as he gets down to just 20 health. Will fall, 80 carried, finding that kill. Now 2-0. 5 angry men have a distinct advantage of 1,000 gold, 1,500 experience. Maybe the Rambozos weren't quite ready for this onslaught, as 5 angry men, they're motivated.
Like, they have motivation, like you said. They have big motivation. They need to win the best of 3 here. Taking one game puts him in a great stead to move on to the next round. You're going to see now 5am going to take away their own blue buff here. Give that back over to the best, who's going to have enough mana now. The sustained red buff still stands for him. Mid camp's up in about another 35 seconds. So for the time being, a bit of peace maybe. A bit of peace and quiet.
Only a little bit. Level 5 is coming out onto... Oh no, only level 4 still is Mace to the Face in that middle lane, and that just sort of goes to show how far behind you actually get set when you invade as a mid laner. It can really slow your game down. Grishank, as we mentioned before, has been playing perfectly on those invades, and now going for the left camp. I want to say that's a 1-for-1 trade. Bugsy and Grishank trading Harpies evenly on the right-hand side. Meerkat's going to show up, and he's going to be forced out immediately. Could be in a lot of trouble here. But Big Baby's going to get huge, and now has the option to turn it around as a big rotation comes in from the Rambozos. Fear no evil. Best is in a big spot. But that Spirit of the 9 Winds is not going to connect at all, and now turning back is Thor onto Aduro. Sobek lurking in the water. There's not going to be enough heal as the Spirit Ball comes through. Aduro down to just 50 health, taken down with the tail whip on the backside. Best is going to heal up, and that was a bad engage from the Rambozos.
Well, 1-0 in favor of 5am overall in that big engagement. If you check the charts there, 2,000 experience lead now in favor of 5am. Gold lead of 1,800. They're going to take their red bull for the first time this game, and then hi-rez will retreat back to base. Have a little check-in with the Hunters over here, correct? Because at the moment we see AD carried playing this ult. He's working on the Transcendence. Meanwhile, across the way, his opponent, Paradox, hasn't actually been back to base yet. I believe he's still sat on in-hand gold right now of 1,000. He's looking to try and get to that magical, I believe it's 1,400, so he can get his Devourer's Gauntlets online.
As Grant needs that 1,400 gold in the middle lane, actually. Bugsy is taking aggressive position. They didn't elect to go on that, and that was... You know what? They didn't think they could get the kill. Yeah.
Well, they couldn't have got the kill on that one overall. Meerkat getting zoned out by the best in the right-hand side again. He's got no mana left, so has to play it safe on there. But yeah, going back to the middle lane engagement there, Krat, when he used the Spirit Ball, they didn't have the follow-up CC after the charge prey. Geb could have just rolled out round the back. He could have got away.
Silence.
Maybe. But if you just keep walking as Geb, you don't have to use the rollout to the silence.
That's true.
You could just keep walking. They wouldn't have had the burst. So
yeah,
good call.
Zone.
Good call from 5am overall, not to go aggressive on the Geb and not waste time trying to kill him. Just focus on the farm.
Yeah, I mean, 5am men trying to establish that early lead, and they've got it. It's 2,000 gold and 3,000 experience at the 5-minute mark. This reminds me of last game.
A little.
Vamana, though.
A little bit. Vamana seems to be coming back, slowly but surely. Zalia seemed to open the world's eyes once again to the fact that Baby existed. After everyone forgot what Game Hunter was like at Worlds with that same god. And now we're going to see red buffs being stolen away again by the 5 AM. The speed buffs coming up again. Look at Grishank! I love it! He's got the timing. He knows they're going to go for his red, so he's like, yep, fine, take my red, I'll take your speed. No problem, bruv. I'll take speed buff every time. Hey, Homify's going to come back here and find out the stuff going on. But in mid lane, Mason FEs gets caught out by Chris Pocket. The snipe's coming down as well from Paradox and that Ram, and that's a big pickup for them.
Yeah, and that's going to be the Cataclysm Shockwave setup for Duro and the Spirit of the Nine Winds. So much follow-up to the Cataclysm will result in a kill. On the right-hand side, as mentioned, Meerkat's honestly in a tough spot. I mean, the invades hit him harder than it actually hit his mid laner, as it takes something actively away from the solo lane while still doing fine for that mid. Fear no evil. Left-hand side, though, 80 carried in that
he's dead. He's dead.
Nerf doesn't even matter when it's like that, and Naduro finds an auto attack just to really lock in that kill. Left camp will go to 5 Angry Men, but giving away a kill for it isn't worth, and Grishank is just doing such a good job of getting farm. He's so efficient.
Yeah, he really is being very efficient. Oh, look at this. Homify's going to take to the sky. They're looking for a big play. The Spirit Ball does not connect, but the dunk does onto Chris Pocket. There's a big element of the circle protection coming out as well. They're trying to burst down Chris Pocket. Going to fight it with one auto, but a wing gust is all that's going to be required there. Meanwhile, though, with that big rotation and going down there, you can see that Ram is getting a lot of free farm over on this left-hand side, but they're looking to steal away this blue on right.
Yeah, blue on right's going to go down. No problem. Meerkat knows not even to contest and just sitting there in his tower being like, all right. Got my blue. It's fine. I give it up.
There's something you can do. You just got to sit there and farm the wave when it comes in. Every time with the Umbrella Rang, just play safe for now.
Still a big advantage for 5 Angry Men, but Rambozos now in the middle lane with Grishank. Big damage out onto Mesa Face, and that's going to force him back, but not really going to be enough.
That was really nice from Grishank overall. He jumped to the monkey, did the damage, used the overhand smash, kept the pressure on Mace to the face, and forced him back to tower. Just a little bit of poke was useful. Ra once again on the right hand side though, contested with Meerkat. Meerkat not really losing the trade there, but choosing to play safe. And now we can see Chris Pocket returning back to the left hand side for the Rambozos as Sobek covers mid.
Grishank getting very aggressive in the jungle, or at least in terms of his positioning, is currently sitting at level 8. So only a level behind Thor, and Thor is currently waiting as red, just gonna farm that one up. He knows Grishank's been invading him, so this is actually the junglers sort of hitting a truce right here. One of them's gonna take red while the other takes speed, and that speed buff will be spawning relatively soon.
Well, I think that's what the trade's been going on at the moment. I think it's very important for 5M to take that red buff to stop. We've got Kulkan's tornado nerf. He needs the red buff to try and clear the minion wave more effectively, quicker, deal more damage with those tornadoes. So taking the red buff away from Kulkan, is that going to be stronger for them to do and lose their own speed in trade? Would you say that's a good call?
I think speed is better to keep because it is going to increase the jungler's movement speed and therefore decrease the amount of time between buffs, increasing his farm.
But it is Thor, so he can ult across the map as well, so speed's not too much of an issue for like rotation, so to speak.
Yeah, it's just in terms of farm time, speed is going to be worth more gold. And the question is, like, red buff is a great buff, but I don't know. I feel like a Duro isn't really strong enough to be like, wow, they took my red, that's such a big loss. Like, he's still in the farming phase.
Grishank's got to be careful here. He's just jumped in with the monkey. The wall does not connect, though, so he's out in time overall. It's the roaming gank squad of 5 AM of this Sobek, Isis, and Thor are really starting to look for somebody. You can see even Roz hunting as well as mid-camp's due to spawn again. You can see the grouping of Rambozos on the left-hand side. Looks like 5 AM want to contest this one. They want both camps here, I feel. Overall, they're ready to fight. You can see Mace in the face trying to zone out Odoro in mid. Tries to find the Spirit Ball, does not. The left-hand camp's going to go to 5 AM at the same time. And now they're going to rotate possibly for mid, possibly for the right-hand side. We'll have to see how Rambozos play this.
Oh, Duro in a bad spot will get silenced out, now taking wing gust damage, but Fear No Evil coming out. Mesa Face is going to use an early Aegis. Early rank 3 Cataclysm is not going to connect from Chris Pocket, and backing off are the Rambozos. So, well, they know there's an Aegis 3, and they're not going to mess with it too much.
Well, as that happened, traded 1 for 1 on the right-hand harpies. That happened over there. Red buff has spawned again on the side of Rambozos, and the 5 AM are in the area. But they're going to go for the Gold Fury here. Is there a ward down here? I don't think there is, but they've got an idea something's going on. Great Spirit Ball hits Odoro. Odoro's going to have to watch his positioning now. But
Spirit of the Nine Winds.
9 Winds comes through. Going to zone him out for now, but Bugsy's still taking up. Bugsy's in a lot of trouble. The Tornado did most of the work, and Meerkat cleaned up. But the Thor Dome down's going to turn this one around. 5 AM get the Gold Fury, and now you can see Homify continuing to aggress into Odoro, who's very, very low on mana. He should go down to the spin of win. 7-3 Homify and 5 Angry Men pick up the Gold Fury and win that engagement.
Where was Chris Pocket? I mean, that should have been relatively free, but he just wasn't in the right spot. He wasn't able to follow up off of the kill onto Bugsy, and then Thor able to get that gold tree with the help of his burst. Left tower going down as well, and 5 men, they're looking like they're gonna be taking
this is no mess.
A lot of gold. I mean, 5,000 gold, 6,000 experience at the 11-minute mark. That is the kind of lead you dream about. The Rambozos are going to have to turtle if they want to get back into this game.
Realistically, Rambozos have played pretty well this game. Grishank's put on a performance of performances for being counter jungle so much so early. He's done very, very well, but 5 AM are not messing around. They're taking objectives, and look at this best. Could get caught out, though. He may have overstayed his welcome here. Meerkat's here along with Grishank. Can they find the damage for it? Fear No Evil's going to come out to the best as well. He's pretty tanky, but can the movement speed buy him enough time? There's Bugsy to help support him. And now here comes Mace to the face as well. Spirit Ball connects. Wingo's coming out. Snipe does not connect to the backside. Adoro drops a tornado onto Meerkat's head just to defend him a little bit more than anything else. Disengage, but blue buff stands for the Rambozos for now. As Bugsy tried to be cheeky and get in there, but forces out the ultimate from the big baby. As Mace to the face rotates mid. Cataclysm connects. There's the ultimate, but the Aegis buys enough time to juke that one out. The tornado did not connect either. And now it's going to be on cooldown as well as Adoro gets aggressed on charge. Parade does connect, but great shield from Chris Pocket. And now it's Bugsy's turn to bravely run away as Homify finds Paradox.
Yeah, Paradox on the left-hand side was caught between 80 carried and Homify. It was a rock and hard place. There was no way out. As for Rush used defensively, but not going to buy enough time as the Rambozos are stuck in their mid tower trying to play defensively. Luckily, Kukulkan is great at sitting in those towers, defending and dealing with those creep waves with the help of his Whirlwind. It did take a slight nerf, but he should still be able to kill those creeps. Red buff invade again coming out from 5 Angry Men. They hate red buffs.
They really do, and they're trying to deny it over and over and over again. Speed buff due to spawn for Grishank as well as the wall comes out from Homify. Lands onto Meerkat for a little bit of damage. He's going to back to base now. Overall, Zephyr connects from Adoro onto Mace to the face. But mid camps are up on the left one more time. 5 AM take them. They're pushing in left-hand side as well. 5 AM are just trying to put in a clinic of objective control over and over again.
They really, really are, and that's what they need to do if they want to win this game. But on the left-hand side, Meerkat getting aggressive, Chris Pocket rolling around, and this could be a good angle. They should pick up a kill onto Bugsy. He does have Lurking in the Waters. Oh, no, he doesn't have Lurking in the Waters. He doesn't. So, yeah, that's going to be a
charge
kill.
Prey.
One way or another. Charge Prey down. But nice Spirit Ball coming through. Chris Pocket destroyed, and now Meerkat in the front line. He's getting very low very, very quickly. Circle Protection going to be enough burst to eliminate Meerkat. Now the Paradox in trouble. Spirit 9 wins. Is going to hit Mace of Face, but it's not going to do enough damage as the snipe comes through. Not going to connect with Aduro, who's now running for his little doodly life.
Nope, not going to find the quadrant, but ID carry still going under the tower, doesn't connect with the axe, but now they should get some opportunity. Thor went to the sky there, rotates back to mid lane, looks like they're going to try and focus mid tower. Mace to the face with a Spirit Ball to the backside, and Grishank with the lazy back. It wasn't super lazy, but it was lazy enough for him to get caught off and picked up, and now that's going to give a free tier 1 tower in mid lane to 5 AM as well, after the engagement was all Rambozos doing.
Yeah, I mean, Rambozos went aggressive, and they thought they had a pick, but they just went too far. They got too deep, didn't have an escape plan. That's one of the big problems when you're playing from behind. You want to look for that opportunity, and they had it. They just pushed it too hard. The 5 Angry Men rotated in, and the Rambozos were not able to take that fight, not at all. On the right-hand side, Meerkat is 3 levels behind the best, which not as bad as okay, now 4 levels. That's more like what I expected. 8,000 gold and 12,000 experience is the difference between these two teams. 12 kills to 4. The Rambozos are facing off against a ferocious 5 Angry Men.
They are really aggressive, and look at this on the right side. Meerkat trying to bravely jump away to an extent. He knows Homify's probably coming in here. But the aggression coming from the best. The snipe connects as well, and the spin to win is enough to bring him down with the Celestial Beam. The best picks up a kill for himself. 1-0 and 3. Homify on that 4. 3-0 and 5 right now. Surrender vote has begun as well. Rambozos just want to go again, I feel.
I don't blame them. I mean, you gotta maintain your mental state. You gotta stay up. You gotta stay good. Not get until in this best of 3. It's the long game that counts, Hindu Man, and we'll see what the Rambozos elect to do.
They're not going to surrender.
I feel like they made some draft errors. I mean, Kukulkan just has not really worked out this game. Neither is Ram, and I feel like that's not a Ram Uller thing. That's just the way Ram has been played in general. But maybe it's something they're able to take advantage of with their Sobek Uller lane.
I mean, the Kukulkan pick overall, they look for a safe lane alongside the raw safe lane that they had, but he's not really paid off. He carried in a lot of trouble here. Aces Zephyr as well has to jump away. Silence from Ace to the face does buy some time. Great roll away from Paradox to avoid the Spirit Ball there. Gold Fury's online, and that's why we've seen all this contestation around the top half of the Rambozos jungle. Mid-camp, Harpies down again in favor of 5am. I might as well just say there 5am is mid. Harpies up, Spherical Protection comes out, looking for pressure onto Grishank, but immediately he jumps back in with the monkey over the top. Fear No Evil connects, but Mace to the face uses that Aegis, but there's a Zephyr that connects over the top. Sorry, the ultimate connects. Mace to the face still getting aggressed, and it looks like he really wants to kill. Does Maker on the backside. Homify does hide Grishank after the Fear No Evil goes at cooldown. Gets himself a double by the looks of it, as Maker does finally shut down Mace to the face. Another fight that goes in favor of 5am.
It definitely does. It's not quite done as... Oh, okay. Wait. Celestial Beam just barely missing Chris Pocket there. Now it's done. It's over. And we can calm down with a nice free Gold Fury for 5am. And Meerkat's in the area, but I don't think we're going to see him contest this. This is just really 5am Gold Fury. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is really 5am Gold Fury, and it will go to them. They're now up 10,000 gold, 15,000 experience. The Rambozos once again want to make sure that they don't get on tilt, that they're still feeling good about themselves, but they did not really come out to play the way that you would expect in this game. And in part, that's just 5am completely overperforming. They are looking like they're hitting another level. This is
let's be honest.
Different
I mean, the whole start of this game, right at the beginning of this game, right off the bat, 5am came out, they got a charge play onto Adoro in mid lane. That gave them the first blood over to 5am, and immediately off the back of that, they realized they had an opportunity to go aggressive with the speed. They went for the aggression of the speed and stole that one away. And from then, Rambozos have kind of been playing catch-up all the way through. They've had to continue to keep reacting to the to the 5am's engagement. Thor going up for Meerkat. Looks like they're trying to find the pick onto him. The stun does connect, the double tap does. There's the wall as well. Spin to Wind's coming out. You can see him try and pop into Big Baby, but the snipe does not connect. He jukes it out, but now they turn around onto the best, who does not have his snipe available. Celestial Beam doesn't connect either, but now with Mace to the face there as well, they've got to watch the damage from those Spirit Balls coming out as well. The disengage from 5am happens.
5am needs to hit their transition here. They've got a lot of gold, but they don't have any inner towers. It's all been kills, so you want to see them grouping up, going for those objectives, going for the Fire Giant, because otherwise they will eventually just run out of time, right? Eventually, the Rambozos will be able to fight their team fights 5v5 once Vamana comes online, once Hunbatz is a little bit more in the game, etc. Closest thing is going to be Chin Size for Meerkat, but he is about 5 minutes away.
Oh, we're just hovering around at the moment for 5am to look to try and press this advantage further. I feel this is the right opportunity for them. They're going to go for a Fire Giant here. Luckily for them, though, Chris Pocket is in the area for the Rambozos, that is, to spot this one out. Spitball not going to connect. Forces the blink out from Chris Pocket as well, as the Charge Prey was following suit, as you just saw coming out from Bugsy. But with that being on cooldown, they know they've got a ward in the so-called area there. It's close by. It's not exactly on the Fire Giant because they've got the Sentry ward there. But now AD Carry's going to get a bit of free time on this tier 2. He should drop very, very soon. Grishank's might go aggressive onto AD Carry. He does, but immediately the leap away from AD Carried. Free tier 2 tower. 5am still pushing advantages.
Now Paradox is in a lot of trouble. And actually gets knocked in circle protection. Rambozos will surrender at 19 minutes 11 seconds, 16-5, down over 10,000 gold. They're going to try and move on to game 2, try and make the comeback, because that was not how they wanted to play that match.
I mean, realistically, correct, when we look towards the end of that game there, at the start of the game, you said bans and picks kind of didn't go in favour of the Rambozos. Was it the Colcolgan pick, you feel, was the link that was weak? Or I don't know if it was
in
weak.
Part.
What do you think it was?
So it was in part the Kukulkan. They just didn't quite get the early game with the Spirit of the Nine Winds. We saw a few fight where that didn't connect, and it has to, really, at this point, especially with the nerf to the Whirlwind. And then in the other thing, I mean, they just made mistakes. Like, Bugsy should not have been able to get the Charge Prey for the first blood because Sobek is super good at level 1. You shouldn't be at the front of their tower when you can come out of the jungle and get pulled. That just isn't something you should do, and that's an adjustment that I have to assume will be made in game 2.
For sure.
I want to think not a lot, but some of what happened in this game is sort of a one-game wonder kind of thing for 5am. There's a few tricks that Rambozos won't fall for again.
That's true. I mean, you pull a trick once, it'll work, and that's what you can. For 5am, this is what you kind of need to do anyway. You need to win this best of 3, so pull out the tricks now. This is important. This is for the wildcard spot. So maybe they have a few other tricks up their sleeve. Hopefully, 5am bring out some more. We'll be back though, guys, with this second game. 5am are up 1 game so far. They need to win this next one out of the next 2 games to qualify for the wildcard event over Vicious and Delicious. Otherwise, Vicious and Delicious are the ones that are going to take it. We'll be right back, guys, after the guys get into picks and bans.